I'll probably just stick with my mage, and I don't think I'll change too much. But reading those set bonuses, they look pretty awesome.
I'm gonna be playing Priest, and I can tell you just from a little bit of testing, Priest is really overpowered next phase. It's gonna be
Yeah.
amazing. There's a lot of weird like bugs with Priest that nobody talks about, like the giant dome. It actually is raid wide, so it really negates some of the mechanics on fights like Veil. So I'm just unless they nerf Priest, we're gonna be really good, and I'm excited.
They got like two really good sets to choose from too, They are gonna eat really good this phase. Really good.
Oh yeah.
Similar with the maze, like they got like some really cool stuff this phase.
Got my Ohio water. They got my Ohio water. They can finally.
Oh yeah, we're getting new water. That's so awesome.
Yeah,
too.
new water.
Sir.
Yeah, tastes amazing.
Casters don't really care about it. I, as a tank, I am so glad that they got water again because like it's half my time that I'm wasting just waiting for mages to drink. It's gonna make me so freaking happy, bro.
I spend
Right
most of
now-
my income on water as a priest. Like most of my money
Yeah.
goes to Strat Home Holy Water.
Yeah, that and the jungle they're in is miserable without it. It is so bad. Like you have to sit there for 45 seconds if you use just the normal mage water right now to get full pool. It's just
It's so
wild.
bad that people think you're not drinking, and they actually they start to get mad at you just even though you're actually drinking. The number
Yep.
just doesn't go up at all.
That's me. That's me. I don't know, it's crazy. They gave you like 3 times the mana and they didn't increase the water at all. Like what did they think was gonna happen,
Well, according to Blizzard, they're big fans of like the water regeneration. Like they love the durian, they love all that stuff. They like the idea of like there being a special water that's like better than the other waters, and I can see that, I guess.
Should the special water be 3 times better than all the other waters and the normal waters suck? Like tap water in America? Is that the way?
I'm telling you,
Whoa.
this water is just as good as anyone else's water. Okay, the coloring's a little weird, but it's delicious.
It's the cup. It's the cup.
Ohio's cleanest water, right?
Water. I
there.
live in Ohio, man.
Well, the water in my room is pretty nice, I tell you what.
The bed's like a little bit small, but I mean, it's fine. It's just hard when we both are sleeping in it at the same time. It's just like there's barely enough room.
Just gotta grab me tighter, Jerome. I don't know what shamans are what they feed shamans in SoD, man, but like it's ridiculous.
They made them tanks. That's why.
They are the tank whether they want a tank or not. That's the thing about shamans.
Yeah.
And like people were saying like the Solgor offset is bad for shamans, and I'm like, no man, like they gonna have infinite aggro no matter what they do. Might as well go for the tankiness. I don't know, I thought it was a good idea because they got like so much threat compared to other classes. They nerf all the other classes threat and not the shaman threat. That's the insane part about it. Like mages got a threat nerf, Shadow Priest got a threat nerf, Boomkins got a threat nerf. Like who was complaining about Boomkins for God's sake? And shamans are still like ripping off threat like they just press one button. They gotta stop auto attacking. It's insane.
Well, all the Boomkin players were complaining about Boomkins. They wanted to be buff, so they give him a threat reduction as their buff.
Hope they are happy. That's all they get.
Yeah, they did actually give him like Moonfire and Sunfire buffs as of late too, so they're getting some love.
Yeah, I forgot. They gave no more crit or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember honestly. I read too many patch notes. I
Same
just know they
problem
gave
over
him
here.
Something finally, yeah.
This is a little off topic, but when you start to read the War Within patch notes and classic patch notes, and you're just reading like hundreds of lines of patch notes, like I don't know. Okay, so in my dreams, I think that Vampiric Embrace got a 50% reduction to the healing, and I think that we're now getting 200% critical strike bonus damage. I think that's what's happening with Priest, but I also might have read that in the War Within patch notes, so it's like at this point, I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure Lock and Load is getting nerfed too, right? To 8 second. You can't proc it
Yeah.
more than once every 8 seconds. The
Yeah.
Mage Water, then there's like a bunch of like weird like Rogue, I think, gets a 20% damage reduction or damage nerf when they're in their tank rune. So
Yeah,
I
the
think all that's
Taken
happening.
Lock and Rogue tanks are getting damage nerfed,
Yeah.
and I guess that's to bring them more in line with the other tanks. And I know a lot of people are unhappy with it. I personally thought it was decent to have all the tanks be tanks and not because like speedrunning guilds, the
Especially
high end
warlocks.
would only use Warlock and Rogue tanks because they do the most damage. Now all the classes will be relatively close to DPS in the same manner, and then they can do their jobs as tanks.
Yeah, they also nerf warlocks and increase their threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like, it didn't make any sense if you were to try hard because the warlock did 1200 DPS and a warrior or, I don't know, like Paladin, they did like 600 DPS tanking. So why would you take a warrior or a paladin if you're easily killing the bosses at this point? It needed to happen. Warlocks are never going to be happy about it, but it needed to happen.
Well, the reason you take the warrior is because your YouTuber friend plays warrior and he like just doesn't listen to reason. So you just have to bring him on the tank, and that's just how it is.
Just like in Cataclysm. I remember that.
I remember that as well. It wasn't just you either. There were like multiple people that just were like, I'm going to play the worst tank in Cataclysm and I'm just going to make everyone else be in my groups. And it's like, okay, I guess we're going to do it that way.
You gotta tank 3 bosses, but you get 2 shot. Which number is bigger, 2 or 3? Huh. That's the warrior experience in Cataclysm in a nutshell.
You know how the Alliance all complained and they got their Horn of Lordaeron? I think we should all complain and get Hand of Freedom.
Yeah, when did we all agree to give Horn of Lordaeron back? I don't remember that. I mean, I know it's happening, but why?
Oh, they just all complained on the forums about it, and they're like,
That's why I
Shaman's,
tell him,
it's a massive DPS increase. We all have Kings and Wind Fury now. Like,
It's amazing how
kinda...
you can just complain your way to changing anything in this game.
That's the number 1 preparation for Phase 5 we gotta do, guys. Complain about your class. How long have we been saying complain about your class? Especially on Twitter. We was like talking about like we feel bad for Agren, like he cannot go on Twitter anymore because he just says like we're gonna do X thing, and you look at the replies and it's like buff hunters, buff mages, buff my class, Agren.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the same time, like they can't stop themselves because they made this special Twitter just for the classic, right? But then they're like, we can't tweet enough stuff on there, so they just went back to their personal accounts again. Like I don't know if you noticed that, but they're still tweeting on their personal accounts about it. I mean, they're addicted to it. They can't stop either.
They'll tweet the patch notes, but that's about it.
Well, the simple reason is that molding works. If molding, when you are not right, didn't work to getting class changes done, people will stop doing it. But like, if people complain, they listen to it whether they are right or not every time. Complain. That's what I've been telling you ever since Phase 3 Warrior was not amazing. I've been saying that and it worked.
And just complain about it.
Complain. I don't like that it's the case, but that's the case, you know. Might as well get your say Phase 5 preparation done. Boomkins in the chat, you know what to do.
See, the big thing is that they gave us like pre-complaints almost. They gave us all the changes for Phase 5, and everyone's losing their mind over their hunters and their rogue and warlock tanks and in absolute shambles. But then they have the fallback of it's PTR, so you know, who knows? It's not actually there. You don't know that we're actually doing that change. Maybe we'll dial it back a little.
Yeah, they said not everything's final, but like I'm pretty sure every one of those posts is final or close to it. Like they're just gonna revert the lock and load change. I don't know.
Hunters are so
compromise.
mad.
They'll make it 4 seconds. You know, they'll move it down a little bit, so it's like, oh, it's not as bad as 8 seconds.
But honestly, like most of the Phase 5 changes, I really agreed with. I think it was like probably the most positive changes I've seen in a long time on a patch in SoD. But the lock and load thing, hunters are really upset. I didn't think it was a big deal. Then they changed my mind on it. It is a big deal.
Well, they all started.
They just got that water, you know. I just think they should have been suffering forever. They do the most damage. They might as well just never regen their mana.
Yeah. What I wonder is if we'll be able to buy that quality of water. Like they'll put the TBC water, because that's what it is. It's just Phase 1 TBC water on vendors. Like, so you'll be able to just go buy it as well. Or if it's just going to be mage exclusive and we're just going to have to sit there in Oregon and make water forever just because we're logged in on a mage in the middle of the city.
Make money, bro. It's good.
I don't need any more gold, bro.
Can I have some of that?
Just give it away to my guildies to gear them. Like I've bought like 5
hold
full
up, is your
FR
guild
sets.
recruiting by any chance?
How do I apply?
Not at the moment.
Yeah, how do we apply? We're not getting. I have to pay money to my guild. This is the opposite experience.
What do you think is gonna be the most busted class?
Mage, definitely mage. I mean,
Not
they're already
mage.
busted, and they're only gonna get more busted.
No, our set bonus isn't that great. What do you mean?
Oh,
Mages
see,
are
we needed someone to
fine.
balance this out. Yeah.
We're not gonna just press fireball and delete everything. No, they won't make mages insane. Boomkin actually is testing really, really well. So like, as far as what's gonna be surprising and like jumping the entire tier list, I do think Boomkin is on that radar. Mages are like 3 right now, so going from 3 to 1 isn't too big, and they're destroying hunters. So warriors also are looking insane. So
Scary.
just like classic demands, it's gonna be mage warrior at the top too.
Like the warrior set is so disgusting. Like getting a Bloodthirst reset, like when it's already the hardest hitting ability in the game except for Pyroblast, that's gonna be so nasty. People are really sleeping on it. I saw a lot of people complaining that it's not good enough. Like just you wait.
Yeah, I could very well see Warriors being number one, Mage 2 for sure, but time
What do
will
you think
tell.
about the core forge system? Do you think that's going to have any impact on balancing? If this idea that you might be able to take tier 2 gear and put the tier 1 set bonus on it. Like, is there a class that has such an insane tier 1 set bonus that it like might actually matter? Or does everyone just like go tier 2?
4 and 4 would probably be
Yeah.
really good for most of the classes. Like at least I looked at my two, and I think Mage might go 4 and 4. We'll have to play around with it and see how it works. Or what they could do is make it to where you can only have one set active at a time. That's
Yeah,
what
because
would
they haven't
probably do.
confirmed that might be what they do.
Yeah. But the tier 1 sets, like some of them are just so game changing. Like Tank Druid, like I can innervate and rebirth out of in bear form now. So like I don't have to have my other tank taunt. I don't have to think about it. And so I've been playing like that for 10 weeks now. And then I'm gonna go into BWL after I switch to the new set, and then I'm gonna try to do it and then just get absolutely clapped. And it's gonna be like, uh-oh. So I like it on paper, at least, to give people player choice for that.
It's such a great change, honestly, being able to take tier 1. Like, one guy brought it up in chat, like the enhanced set. I think enhancement, you can make a very good argument that they can go 2-piece tank set from tier 1, 2-piece DPS set from tier 1, and 4-piece 2 set. I think that's gonna be the meta. That's gonna be disgusting as all hell. Like, some classes got like such Feral Druids, 1% hit for free for all the raid. You gotta take that one. Same with melee hunters. There's like so many insane tier 1 sets that if they didn't put this in the game, nobody would get tier 2. Which is what screwed hunters for the longest time, right? That they had to take tier 1.
They also did a lot of work, like as a dev team, to make all these tier 1 sets and make them viable, since they gave one to essentially every spec. So it's also a way to keep that content in the game as well, I think.
Yeah, I am very happy for it. I think it's like one of the most positive changes this phase. I hope they keep it up and like we can use the tier 1 and tier 2 set bonuses in tier 3 too. Especially, we don't know what the AQ set is gonna look like, but that's gonna be a whole nother crap show right there.
Do we get 8-piece AQ set? They're gonna give us tier 2.5 for real?
I cannot wait to wear those hideous shoulders everywhere I go as a warrior. That's gonna be my favorite part about the AQ.
The AQ is definitely the ugliest, and it's not even close.
Subscribe to the main channel to catch the stream live. Also, join the Discord. Don't be a Winnie Hat Jr.